Well, welcome back, everybody. This is Rich Hamlin with Mortgage Ballers. And today I've got one hell of an interview that if you are in the mortgage industry, if you are a loan officer, maybe even a realtor, but if you are not getting the numbers you want, if you're not understanding the true mechanics of staying in front of your clients, not just today, but tomorrow, the next day, and the next, and understanding the difference in CRMs that are done for you versus you trying to set them all up, the different channels that you can set up within a CRM. You've got a treat today. I couldn't help but want to bring Michael Radcliffe on to talk about the RAD CRM. Michael, thank you so much for your time today. I know you're a top producer. You were number one at Expert Home Lending last year, but a lot of people don't understand that you also use a CRM, and it's a CRM that you invented.
Yeah.
And so today I want people to know, because Mortgage Ballers is about finding what it takes to make it through day in, day out, whether it's a mindset, whether it's a service, a coach, or some type of software. What do people do? People want to know, I need help. What's out there for me? Michael, thank you so much. Let's
Yeah,
hear
man.
about RAD CRM.
Yeah, man, where to start? So I guess I'll tell you kind of how this all came about. It's kind of random. So yeah, had an MLS since 12, still have it, of course. I produce somewhat. I just get leftover stuff from realtors that I still have, which is nice as a side income. But
Sure.
when I started the whole software thing, I was like, oh man, I could use this to provide to realtors. That was my initial thought. And then I was like, well, rest button, like garbage, like do I have to charge them? It gets convoluted, right? So I just use it for myself. And in the process, it's kind of all cloudy now, but I was just, some LOs saw that and I'm like, dude, what is this? I'm like, oh, it's just a system that we use for, and they're like, they wanted a copy, right? So it kind of just dawned on me. It's like, well, I suppose I could actually meet this business of someone and help build it out for loan officers. Cause I really enjoy that. I'm a huge nerd, man. Huge nerd when it comes to like tech stuff and like, weird how that's just who I am, man. So it really hit the gun running with this because it really was in my wheelhouse, and I caught fire with it. And as I built it out, I'm like, man, I could do this till 3 a.m. It just gives me energy, man. It gives me life. It's crazy. So yeah, that's here we are. I remember we first launched it. We made sure that we launched it first to Expert Home Lending, which we did in October. And it's been an unbelievable journey. And obviously, we have a huge road ahead of us. But yeah, here we are.
Well, what is RAD CRM? I mean, people right now are going, RAD CRM? What?
Well,
I've
more
never
than
heard of that one. What is
so.
RAD CRM? Come on, tell us. Don't be shy.
Yeah. So I've used a lot of CRMs, client relationship manager, in the past. And yeah,
All right.
you know what's crazy, Rich? There are LOs that we get that they never use a CRM. We just had a huge VA producer out of Texas on board with us. Buddy of mine, I used to work at his company, and I was like, "You don't have a CRM or Excel spreadsheets? You could do 10 times the business because he is such a big producer." So it's a client relationship manager. It helps with the automations, data management, contact organization, calendar syncing, all that stuff, all the quote unquote bells and whistles that a CRM has. But this was built by brokers, myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I took what gave me success in this business, however you want to classify that, and I put it inside a system because I found myself needing more assistance than I wanted to hire. I found myself doing some monotonous activity that could have been automated. And I was like, man, if I could do this automated or off my plate, I can take all those hours and put it back into making even more money in my mortgage business. That is the purpose of a CRM. If you don't close more loans with RAD CRM, we fail as a business. We truly believe that. You should not be stagnant. If it's used as it's intended, you should be using that time to get more business. Let me clarify that. We don't bring leads to you. I'm not a fan. No offense to anyone who just Facebook leads. I'm just not a fan of that stuff personally. I'm a big realtor referral based loan officer. This frees up so much time. Use that time to get business. You can vacation. It's up to you, but you're going to be stagnant. So that's what we tell people. Like, here's what we gave you. You should be so free now to call agents, to hold events, to not stress about what you need to do and what you need to remind your clients for. Like automated doc reminders, pre-approval for 3 months reminders for the do's and don'ts of the process, 2-year post-closing. I swear, if I had a statistic, it's got to be 90% of LOs don't call their clients after closing. I'm included. I'm guilty of it. I just get so busy. It's so hard to do that. So if you have a system that does it for 2 years without a single click of a button, you have it done, and you have all that time back to get more business while you're growing your internal business as well. So yeah, and it's hard to answer that really, Rich, in like a really quick sentence, but that is a client relationship manager. That's what RAD CRM is. It automates that loan officer's business, frees up your time, and helps you grow.
All right. So I'm an originator, so I'm going to bug you with some questions here about the
Please.
RAD CRM.
Yeah.
Within the RAD CRM, how many actual CRMs are there? So, for example, I've got an active pipeline. I've got a closed follow-up, maybe turns into a refi. Is there a realtor CRM
Oh,
built
there's
in?
hundreds, dude. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because it's not just one CRM, it's like multiples built into one,
Yeah.
so that you're running a business and you
Yes.
have multiples going that you do not have to set up. And
Right.
that's where the difference was for me when you told me about this. I'm thinking, wait a minute, I have a ton of dead leads with realtors, and I can reactivate those by dropping them into this CRM, and it puts right who my realtor is. Wait a minute, I have my active people over here. Now let's talk about the active calendar. It actually, I make a contact with somebody. What's it doing with that? Are we setting appointments? Is it setting them for me? Is it sending text messages and things like that? I mean, this is pretty powerful what you have going on.
You could do all the above. That's the beauty of our system, Rich. We don't lock it down. A lot of CRMs, it's like you get what you get, deal with it. Dude, we open up so many things. You can actually change the fields, rename them, delete, add, organize, all that stuff. So
Sure.
yeah, Rich, when you get a contact, for example, we have a checkbox. You just check a box. It does 4 things. Sends an email to the borrower with your LOS application link embedded in the email. Everything's built out of the box for you when you onboard.
Nice.
2, it sends a text message, so that because emails convert much better with texting. It's just natural. 3, it adds them to your pipeline in our CRM, so you can know at any moment who have you sent the application to and who has not filled it out. And 4, the most important piece that LOs drop the ball on, it adds your borrower to a 4-week drip, reminding them to complete the application. One checkbox does all that. If you're on the go, guys, the mobile phone or mobile app has that checkbox.
Okay.
I hated going to Outlook and copy paste. No, add the contact, check the box, get back to your family or friends. So yeah, and you can book appointments, has automated reminders leading up to the appointment already built for you. Newsletters, all that stuff. So yeah, there are so many things that you can do when a client contact is first entered into the system.
All right. How about as far as I just had this thought process on here. So we've got that. Oh, we wouldn't be doing this right if I didn't bring this up. CRMs need to interact with other softwares, LOS systems, some of the lenders. Where are you guys at with that, with your CRM?
Oh, a ton. So we have, if you go to lending pads, one of the biggest, if not the biggest LOS out there. We are official partners. We have direct API integration. If you go to their website, you'll see us as a marketing partner. Phenomenal company. We integrate with Arrive. You do not have to have a Zapier. Let me stress that. No need for some bogus third-party software that, good luck setting it up, by the way, to integrate with your software. Okay, Arrive and LendingPad. We're now getting integration with a company who had their own, and this is a great example, Rich. They have their own proprietary software that they built.
Okay.
We can webhook things in. We are in the process of building that. I'm so pumped for this company. So essentially, they have their own software. We're on emailing with their tech team. They're going to build an integration. It's essentially pre-built. They'll push it to us and we map it out. I'm hoping it's done in just a couple of weeks. We have integration with Redder, RETR, which is a phenomenal real estate company, data-driven company who provides, cell phones, emails, and data for loan officers and realtors. 2 clicks, and you can push those agents right into your CRM. Our CRM can then automatically tag it as a realtor, organize it in a list, put them in a pipeline and a newsletter, all from 2 clicks from Redder's software. We are very flexible when it comes
to that newsletter part. You just said something about, is that built into the system as well? Newsletter that you could tag like that?
Yeah. So so clarify on that, we don't provide the actual content. We provide the structure. So if you have NBS Highway or anything like that, just plot the pictures in, videos and content, have them weekly. They can be automated weekly, monthly, whenever you want. But yeah, we have tons of templates and structures, hundreds that you can choose from. Click on that template that you choose. and just update the pictures and content weekly or however you want to send that too. And you can automatically add every realtor or business contact to that at the contact entry point.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know about that one.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool. Let's talk about, I think you were telling me that you now have the ability to also add a website, a personalized website with that, that links to it.
Yes. So you can build websites. We also have templates for you as well. Literally have hundreds of templates. You can click on it. It builds that website for you in like 30 seconds or less. You hop in and all the structure is there. And then you just go in and change the content, the pictures and the writing.
Okay.
You can design it, all that stuff. We do have an option that when you onboard, we have a website you can purchase for a one-time fee. It's not a monthly fee. And it's a full pre-built LO website. I think it's about 14 pages. Got your apply link everywhere, short forms, all that stuff. You could do forms or surveys for realtor activities or for your personal events. You can tie in QR codes that when they scan the code, it brings up that survey, they fill it out, and it puts them on an automation. It reminds you when to follow up, all that stuff. For example, open houses are the biggest one. If I go in and I scan that with my phone, and I submit it, you can have the CRM automatically follow up with them the next day with a text and email and have them on a drip for the next 2 weeks to book an appointment with them to get business. So yes, forms, landing pages, blogs, you name it, we have it.
Wow. Every time I talk to you, it's getting bigger, deeper, and but it's all, I don't think what people are understanding is everyone in our industry, when they come to me as one of the owners of Expert Home Lending, like, Rich, I've never set anything up like that. I'm 55 years old. I mean, I get it. The average loan officer, the average realtor, we're in our mid to late 40s. It's really been shutting out our younger crowd to get into this industry, especially in years like this. A lot of people are getting out, matter of fact. But I'm trying to tell people everything is push button nowadays. You just have to try. Don't be afraid. Again, I don't know how to do this industry by just sitting there waiting. You have to take actions and following up with people. I could tell you, I used to be a lead-based company, and it took an average for every 100 leads, I'd probably get 2 loans, but I knew my numbers, so it worked out. Off those first 100 calls, my best loans came as follow-ups of the 98 who did not do anything, but I had good conversations and we put them into place, and we used to do it manually. Before CRMs, I think there was this appointment software that you could buy over at like Office Max or something. I used it for years. I think they still sell that stuff, but it was not anything like what we're talking about right now. I could tell you a lot of people, Expert Home Lending, have started using RAD CRM. They've dropped what they had. We have a lot of first-time users, and I appreciate you let us try and break it for you when it first came out. And I told you I'd help do anything, and that's what this is a follow-up, is me trying to hold my word to say, you took it from an idea to a working template, and then you knocked it out of the park. And it's so cool watching you grow this. Your team just keeps making it better, and you're starting to get the recognition that goes with it from these higher end companies, the integration. They talk about you. They're very happy to be able to interact with you because your technology, quite honestly, is seems to be ahead of theirs. And I love seeing that, because anything that can help this industry, the mortgage broker industry as a whole, right now in this economy, I want to get behind it. I want people to know about it. And my goal is to blast this for you. It's helped our people. And you were the number one loan officer. I keep saying that, but you also had time to not only build the CRM with your team, but you used the CRM. How do you think your year would have been different if you did not use a CRM for 2023?
Dramatically different. And I want to walk you, if this is okay, through the process of a barber to answer that question. Yes. Okay. You're going to realize, like, dude, seriously, okay. So let me tell you. So this is going to help answer what it did for me last year.
Okay.
When you check that box and it does those 4 things, okay. Once they submit the application, if your LOS is integrated with us, which again, if it's not, we are more than happy to dive into it and get that done as fast as possible. But yeah, like Arrive and Landing Pad are the biggest ones. Once they finish the application, it moves your borrower into the next column of the pipeline automatically and turns off that drip of finishing it because we found out they finished it. When they finish the application, 10 minutes later, they'll get an email to complete the All About You survey. This survey is straight money. It helped my business so much. That survey asks questions like, what's your most important thing you need in a loan officer? What's the most important quality you want in a realtor? What's your favorite hobbies, favorite food, vacation, relaxation, etc.? Do you have a CPA? Do you have a planner? Do you need one? Okay. These answers are so valuable for your business. In the last few weeks, we've had such cool phone calls from our users that called just to tell us, dude, I had a client that got that form. I didn't even know what was being sent out. And they said they couldn't tell, that they were so appreciative that I took time to get to know them personally. The Ella didn't do anything. Our system did it, right?
Right.
Here's what happens. When they fill that form out, the answers populate into the contact automatically. And it also saves a PDF attachment. Share that PDF with your realtors. It's so valuable. Your realtors will love it and they will love you for it. Okay. So that's at app receive stage. Next stage is for doc reminders. It will remind them on the documents that you requested to bring them back so you don't have to do it. These are all things, Rich, that gave me time to build a CRM and produce last year. Okay.
Okay.
So the stage is updated in my LOS. It moves over in RAD CRM and it starts reminding them for the documents. So I don't have to do it. Okay. So, and it's cool because when the LOS doesn't turn it off, because sometimes LOSs don't tell us when docs are uploaded, in the messages we send to the borrower, it'll say in the bottom, if you've already sent us your documents, respond with the word sent. They say sent and it turns off the drip.
Nice.
Okay. Third stage is going to be pre-approval. Most LOs don't follow up. I have had the painful conversation more times than I can count when I called the borrower 6 months after that and they already bought a home without me. I can't blame anyone but myself. I didn't follow up. This puts your borrower on a 90-day drip. It'll text and email the borrower of the do's and don'ts of the loan process. They will not forget about who you are, and you're hoping to avoid fallout by those education pieces as well. Okay? People will forget. Let me just enlighten you guys. They will forget about you. It's very quick. Like there's trigger leads and all these guys were calling you, right? Then you have all the stages of the process. Under contract, submit to underwriting, approve conditions, CTC, docs out, loan funded. Each of those stages comes with an email and text to the borrower. You can also have it where it automatically reaches out to the buyer agent, listing agent, and title company without any effort. The LOS will bring in the information into RAD CRM to know who to send that to. At funded, a lot of big things happen. For one, it congratulates everyone on the closing. Two, we integrate with Google Business. Get a Google Business page. It's so helpful to your business. Every single closed file with RAD CRM, our system will automatically request a Google review. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
It'll put them on reminders. You can have it do up to 5 times. Once they submit the Google review, our system's notified. It turns off the reminders. I cannot tell you, Rich, how many manual follow-ups I did to get there. I have about 168 reviews in my Google business. I should have way more, but because I didn't follow up, I didn't have the time to do it. I didn't get those. But if I had texted them over and over and over, which some I did, I got those reviews, right? And most importantly, it'll add your borrower to a 2-year post-closing campaign. So they are dripped on at 30 days, 90, 6 months, year and a half, and 2 years. It's not overbearing. It's just enough so they don't forget who you are. All the messages, all the content is pre-built and ready to go. You are more than welcome to change the content, but it's all done for you. So if you think about the loan process, Rich, if you just put your borrower in the process and nothing else in CRM, that is so much value. If you don't get more leads from that or closings, you're just not using it because you got follow-ups to retain campaign or retain applications, to retain documents, to retain pre-approvals, to retain the borrower post-closing, the All About You form to get referrals from agents and borrowers. I mean, if that All About You form says that they love Snickers, get them a Snickers bar at pre-approval. These are the little things that will grow your. And I say this because I did this, Rich. Like these little things are so big. I had a lady who was a Star Wars fanatic. I always show this example. So at closing, I got her a house key with a stormtrooper on the key. She still reaches out periodically. It's been about 3 years since she closed. She was ecstatic when she got the key. Okay. That's what helps them remember. Oh man, Rich, dude, you got to call this guy Rich, man. The dude's the man. He got me a Star Wars key. You know what I'm saying? Like they remember that stuff. Okay. So it's those little things. We also have a handwritten card service. Huge shout out to handwritten.com. Phenomenal service. So this company legitimately handwrites the card and envelope. It puts your logo on it. We get about, I think it's almost a 50% discount when you go with us versus their site because it's right here, the partnership we have. You can have, Rich, you can have handwritten letters automatically sent out at birthdays, pre-approvals, closing. You literally are not doing anything. You're just closing the loan. Our system detects it, handwrites the card, handwrites the envelope, sends it to the borrower. They have no idea it wasn't from you. I mean, it's from you, but you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And to prove this is kind of funny and embarrassing. When I first partnered with them, I said, I want a test card. Let's mail that out to me and let me see it. I forgot. So it came to my house and I was ecstatic. Who writes you letters these days? So I told my wife, I'm like, hey, look, I got a letter. Someone wrote me a letter. And I opened it up and just laughed. It was the company. It was the test card they sent me. And that's when we partnered right there and then. I'm like, this is fantastic. So yeah, that's your pipeline stage. So you asked me, Rich, how did I do what I did last year? That is how I did it. Because I had a system that took so much off my plate in addition to delegating to my processor and everything else. That's what was so big to help me build a CRM platform, launch it in the fall, and still produce 80 units last year.
Well, what I'm hearing is you added so many different things to this. This is like trying to, if we had to put it in a nutshell and says, what is the perfect experience that you'd like to see your borrower go through? Yeah. Yep. Right. It's most people say, oh, as long as it's funded deal, then man, I did my part. But I learned a long time ago, and it falls right in line with what you're doing. I was taught to write a game plan on every loan. And what I mean by game plan is, why did the person start a loan? Did you hear their why? And how many times have you used it back? So when you're now talking to the wife, and you're able to reiterate what the husband said, she's like, oh, he knows our why. You could get very detailed. Why are they buying this particular house? What was it about this house versus the other 12 they saw? You're planning on having 2 more kids, and my processor sees that game plan and picks up right as if she was on that initial conversation. That's what the CRM is giving is what's needed. And I just don't think people say AI is going to do this. And I'm like, I don't know if it can, because AI stays to a script where a seasoned loan officer hears certain things. And because of their experience, they say, ooh, this sounds like, this is a really tough situation on the family. In my head, I'm thinking the first kid to ever go to college, and it's going to cost them everything. But this family's so proud that they're going to send their daughter on to Yale University, and they're willing to put up their house. I think AI is going to be great at, moving a file along, but I don't think it's going to pick up on the nuances that a human can to say, this is a big deal for this family. It's now a big deal for me. And we're going to do this. And there's some coaching that comes out with me, as with my baseball players, stuff like that, where I start to coach my people through it. But by reiterating the needs, the whys, means that you have made contact in a different way versus just you're a loan number that's passing through my system. Right. Give me my 10 minutes and I'll pass you over to the next person in line. And maybe we'll talk again. Maybe we won't. They want reassurance. It's the biggest financial decision in most people's lives. And you get the incredible opportunity to help them. And by adding in all these touch points, you've made it so easy for a loan officer to look like a rock star in an industry that really needs that right now, in my opinion. So congratulations to you and your team. That's just incredible.
Oh, no, thank you. And I think, Rich, to your point, the little things are not given enough credit. Absolutely. People just don't think, really, Mike, a handwritten card? Yes, dude. I'm telling you, dude, here's an example, Rich. When I was cold calling realtors, this is in 19, I call this guy Sean here in Mesa, coolest guy. We actually become great friends. And I called him up and he gave me some time. I was surprised. Most realtors, it was 10 seconds. Talked about 20 minutes. He was a well. I don't know why he was, to be honest, I don't know why he was talking to me, but he did. Hung the phone up. I'm like, I'll follow up with him, right? And didn't set an appointment or anything. He's like, yeah, we can keep talking. I come home in about 45 minutes, okay? I get to my house and I see my front door. There's a little pink box. And it's from Crumble Cookie. And it was a gourmet cookie with a note from the realtor. From the realtor, dude, saying, thanks for the conversation. Let's spread the sugar. Okay. I sat there dumbfounded. The realtor gave it to the loan officer who cold called it, right? But that has left such a mark on me. Like, I wanted to give this guy a deal. I wanted to. I almost felt obligated, not in a bad way. I was like, that was so cool. He thought about me. He drove to my house, right? Or delivered it, whatever it was. The fact that he actually took the time to do it. So I used to talk to agents. I'd write all the cards out. I have a stack of envelopes. I'd go to the front of the office, back when I was at retail, and I'd stamp all of them and send them out. Okay. It's painful. My handwriting is like 5 years old. It's horrible. And I'd have to rewrite some, whatever. Okay. So like that little stuff, guys, like I mentioned, the Snickers bar or Star Wars key example, I can't stress to you how far that takes your relationship, how far that can take your business. It's the fundamentals. I love what Michael Scott, if you're an Office fan, Michael Scott is getting Ryan in trouble. He goes, there's like one constant in business. He goes, people, and people will never change. And what he's saying is like, there will always be people in this world for business. Yeah. There's fundamental, the same thing, fundamentals, I don't think will ever change. The Rolodex days, as I say, has gone away. I don't think they shouldn't go away. We just don't use Rolodexes physically, right? But the concept should still be put into action. And so we have that loan process. I mean, I haven't even talked to you about, we have holidays, we have realtor recruiting campaigns, we have birthdays. It's built by brokers or loan officers. It works for retail as well. But at the birthday, it doesn't just notify the borrower. It also emails the realtor and says, hey, just a heads up, it's our client's birthday. Give them a shout. Wow. Those are the people feeding you business. Take care of them and they will take care of you. Okay. For the contact with realtors, you can have Smart List where you can have a list for each realtor. So you can know at any point, here's the leads they gave me. Here's their rate. Here's the stage that they're in. You can also have a list that will funnel a rate of your choice. So if you say I want everyone at a 7% or higher to go into this list, in seconds, our list will find all those people and merge them into that list so you can easily blast them with the refinance campaign when rates do drop. So there's so many ways to stay in front of your borrowers to take quick action and to get ahead of the competition.
I'm not going to do you justice right here, Clay. People are going to want to see this, and I am going to put the link down below in the description so that you can click on it because that's what's going to do it justice that way. Michael, give me some price points because people, that's all they're always asking. There is some really expensive CRMs.
Of course.
Explain the price points for me.
Yeah. So 2 different plans. Keep it very simple. It's $197 for the what we call it expert plan. And then the second plan is $350 for the master plan. $197 is the entire CRM. The master plan, the only difference with that plan is that you get the entire CRM plus a seat with our data company, which gives you like MMI, right? But it's MMI on steroids, in my opinion. You get access to, realtor cell phones, emails, production, your own production. This system actually gives you all the loans that you've done since 2017, buyer names, realtors, addresses, loan type. This is how I built my business. Just as a side note, Rich, I had the software that allows you to look up those agents in your area, do a really granular description or filter of buy side versus list side. That's who you pinpoint you're going to call and recruit for your agents. So again, 197 is the CRM. Okay. 350 is the CRM plus the data. We are month to month. We believe in our system. We know it works. We don't need to lock into a contract. So it's month to month. You can move up or down in the plan whenever you choose. It's a $250 onboarding fee for the extra plan and then $350 for the master plan. We do enterprise deals as well, Rich. So if you guys got 5 or more and it's a company paid plan, we can absolutely make an enterprise deal with you guys.
Here's a question for you. What is MMI on its own every month? $279? Just for that?
$2 or $250, something like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
Most plans are over $200.
Right. When you're talking CRM plus that kind of data for that price, I pay for separates. And you told me that you had interlinked that together. I'm like, I started doing the math going, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Because I had everything separate.
Right.
And the fact that you can put it all together, but it's an all-star CRM. If you were to take all the CRMs out there and say, what do all the people who set them up right, what do I like about them? It would be pushed together into the RAD CRM. Again, I'm going to say this. I have no ownership in RAD CRM.
Right.
As a mortgage broker owner of a top 10 national brokerage, and it's my second one, I've dealt with some of the best loan originators in the nation, the best use CRMs. Hands down, they have a methodology, and they're not going to let loans just slip through the cracks on pieces of paper in their desk. If you want to be a better loan originator, you need to make sure you're giving yourself a chance to be the best loan originator. And maybe if you shoot for the best, you end up being somewhere in the middle, which puts you way ahead of where you're at right now. But only you can make those choices. I can't go to my people and say, I'm forcing you to use the CRM. I have people, I used to pay for MBS Highway for people for a whole entire company. Barry Habib, his information's invaluable. And then I figured out 15% of the people were actually using it. And I thought, well, that's disappointing. 85% of the people, the money's going out the door. And who was it? My top producers are using the tools. And the people who are saying, Rich, how do I get more business? I'm like, well, take me through your day. Take me through your tools. Well, I don't do any of that. And I'm thinking, I don't know how to do business that way. If I leave the industry and go on a 5-week vacation, I'm going to come back to 5 weeks of non-production, and I'm going to spend another 5 weeks. I will have lost 10 weeks.
Right.
When I go on vacation, yes, I have to take a computer. My wife has dealt with me for 34 years that way. Yeah. We chose this industry.
Sure.
And you can't miss a deal. That next realtor might be the one that gives you your next 100 deals.
Yeah, that could be a 6-figure phone call.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Michael, I'm just amazed. I'm amazed. Thank you for taking us through this. Yeah. I am going to put all the information, your contact information, the RAD CRM website, everything down in the description. We're going to make sure we get this out through the Mortgage Ballers website, as well as the Mortgage Ballers YouTube channel. We're going to get it out on Facebook and just really blast it for you. Not just to Expert Home Lending. I want to get it out. My goal with Mortgage Ballers is to help the industry as a whole. It's just right now I have a lot of great loan officers at Expert Home Lending that are willing to give this information to help others. And that's what the broker channel should be about, helping each other get better. And it helps grow the channel so that we can get the business back from the direct lenders that don't give any of this stuff, but yet they charge the higher rates.
And one thing I'll touch on, Rich,
we have to help each other.
If there's anything that I'll brag about is support guys.
Okay.
I've used a lot of systems out there, and support was always one thing that was always gone. We really pride ourselves. When I made it, I was determined to take care of our clients like I took care of my realtors, like I still do. So when we have our support staff helping people, email support, we are on the ball. No support tickets that take 3 days to respond. 9 times out of 10, we respond the same day. We help you. If you need help, we'll provide screenshots. Worst case, if you just can't figure something out, if you're trying to build something or whatever it is, let's hop on a Zoom and walk you through it. So we really support our LOs. We want to make sure they're using the system and really, frankly, making more money because of it.
I think that's awesome. It's really shown with your dedication helping us. Expert Home Lending is better because of your customer support and helping our people get better. So I just want to say thank you to you. Say thank you to your team. RAD CRM came right at the right time. Look, refinances are coming, guys. And you've got to have your tools in place before that hits. Yes. You do not want to be wasting time. You need something backing you up, staying in front of your people now. Imagine the rates drop today. How many calls would you have to make sure everybody in your pipeline, past, present, knew that the rates dropped 1%? Your customers would be getting inundated by your competitors when you could just push one button and push it out to everybody. CRMs are powerful.
Yep.
and they're a must if you're going to survive in today's time, age, market, however you want to say it, in order to keep moving forward. You're competing against AI. You have to be better.
Yep.
All right, Michael, I appreciate you giving me your time. I know you're a busy person. Thank you for all you guys are doing. I'm going to make sure I get this video set up for you. I'll make sure that the industry knows about RAD CRM, and I wish you guys nothing but the most success. You deserve it. I'll
Thanks,
say it
man.
5 times. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it.
Thank you,
So
man. Yeah.
congratulations.
You'll post the information. I can't tell how much I appreciate the interview, man. Any questions? radcrm.com, RAD, not the color, right?
Okay.
But yeah, theradcrm.com. Go there, submit a chat question, book a demo, whatever. But yeah, thanks, Rich. You're the man. Really appreciate it.
All right. You have a good day, and thank you for the time today.
You too, man. Thank you.